Hey guys, I'm California architect Steve Rundell. Thanks to support and encouragement from my parents and an obsession with houses, I chose this fascinating profession. You see, I grew up in a wealthy but dusty West Texas oil town, and more than a few residents were able to afford to build spectacular homes. Nearly every Sunday afternoon as I was growing up, my parents and I would hop into the car and drive around to look at the new houses under construction and also visit a few others that were on the market. I was in heaven. Since that time, I went to architecture school in Texas, studied in Europe, and have lived on the east and west coast of the United States. What I have discovered is that marvelous architecture surrounds us no matter where we live. If you also love this topic, join me on The Sunday Drive, a journey to discover what defines the architecture of a house and from where its inspiration stems. On the Sunday Drive this week, we found this marvelous mid-century modern design in Burlingame, California. The architecture of the house, built by real estate developer Joseph Eichler in 1964, reflects the mainstream embracement of modernism that swept the nation during the 1960s. Referred to as contemporary home design for many years, the specific term mid-century modern entered the lexicon in the late 1990s. Modern design permeated culture through many mediums, including architecture, through the 1950s and 1960s. Until that time, most buildings rooted in classical architecture. Modern architecture's premise relates to the emergence of design without precedence that utilizes newer building technology. Contemporary architectural roots traced to the creation of modernism by a handful of innovative American and European architects at the turn of the 20th century. Specifically, the German Bauhaus school contributed to the emergence of mid-century modernism, as did early works by Frank Lloyd Wright. Eichler's inspiration came to him as he resided in a Wright-designed Usonian house in the 1940s. Fortunate for us all, Eichler proceeded to create a home building business dedicated to superior modern architecture by hiring a small group of talented architectural firms in the San Francisco Bay Area. This Burlingame house rests within a lovely hillside development of dozens of other Eichlers overlooking the bay. The asymmetrical composition of this design represents the character of contemporary architecture. Classical architecture commonly relies on symmetry to affirm the design, but modern architecture allows more fluidity. In the Burlingame Eichler, the higher ceiling of the entrance alcove establishes a hierarchy over the garage doors, as well as the solid wall concealing the bedrooms to the right. The entrance's open ceiling hints at the atrium or courtyard, which lies beyond the glass wall. The transition from public to private and outdoor to indoor is subtle and gentle. Elements are arranged to appear light and airy. Where they pierce the front elevation, structural beams establish a rhythm. The long beam that stretches over the garage doors and past the entrance porch unifies and balances the composition. The overall impression of the post and beam design lays low and broad over the landscape. The concrete slab foundation of the Burlingame mid-century modern house adds to its low profile. It also allows an easy and direct step to the outdoors. Most Eichler designs arrange around a courtyard that serves as the entrance to the house. The layouts oriented windows toward the courtyard or toward the backyard, maintaining privacy by eliminating the more common front exposure. The shady porch and courtyard created atriums where owners could place lush foliage that otherwise could burn in the sun. Either very low-sloped or flat roofs form the cover for contemporary houses. Wood planks across the structural beams forming the roof plane allow and define a thin and elegant eave line on the Burlingame example. A contemporary design lets simplicity rule the articulation of its openings. A simple slab or flat entrance door allows a contrasting or accent color to give it prominence. The Burlingame example has the original sliding garage doors that match the siding material. The consistent material treatment disguises the garage. Windows are single sheets of glass between structural elements. Windows that stretch from floor to ceiling or against walls and between structural elements allow a seamless view to the outdoors. Trapezoid-shaped windows fill the gap between the wall and roof line. A set of outdoor windows divide the entry porch to the courtyard, hinting at the space within. An opening at the right pierces the roof plane to allow the play of light and shadow. Color and texture define the embellishment on the contemporary style. Contrast in trim and siding emphasize the structural transparency of the design. The plywood siding's vertical grooves lend texture and rhythm to the elevation. Eaves generously extend beyond the wall planes, with the support of the structural beams that punctuate them. The simple 4-inch square posts add to the razor-sharp edges defined within the contemporary style. The architectural purity of Eichler houses is rare for speculative builders. Most home building development companies do not hire innovative architectural firms. The California Eichler neighborhoods stand alone in their unique position against mid-century modern architecture.